Hi, this is Rudy Jones of PalmettoStateBaseball.com. Welcome to the South Carolina College Baseball video recap for Thursday, May the 1st, 2025. There are only 5 games involving state teams played on Thursday, but they were all in conference tournaments. Let's take a look at what happened. At the Appalachian Athletic Conference Tournament up in Kingsport, Tennessee, Matthew Garris and Darius Hatchett Dunn teamed for a 4-hit shutout as Columbia International beat Pikeville 4-0 in an elimination game. The Rams improved to 30-21 with that win. For Columbia International, Eric Doyen had a double, a walk, and drove in 2 runs. In other games in that conference tournament on Thursday, Milligan upended top seed Reinhardt 5-3, and that means Reinhardt will play Columbia International in an elimination game at 9 o'clock on Friday. Also, Bryan beat Montreat 8-7, and Tennessee Wesleyan beat Johnson 7-3. In the Conference Carolinas tournament in Gastonia, Alton Gieselman provided North Greenville with a walk-off win over UNC Pembroke. Final score was 3-2. Gideon Antle led off the North Greenville ninth with a single, went to second on a wild pitch, and went to third on Peyton Howard's sacrifice bunt. Gieselman then delivered a single through the left side of the infield for that win. North Greenville improved to 43-11. Also in that game, Matty Brown pitched a complete game, struck out 10. He allowed, He only allowed 6 hits. Only one of the 2 runs was earned, and he struck out 9. Pretty good stuff for a freshman from the Charleston area. Also, in another game, Emmanuel overcame an early 4-run deficit and knocked off top-seeded Francis Marion by a score of 15-8. The Patriots fell to 39-12 with that loss. Francis Marion took an early 4-0 lead. Then Emmanuel started chipping away, and then they scored 15 straight runs. Francis Marion scored 4 late to make it the final score 15-8. Emmanuel scored 10 runs, 7 of them earned against Patriots starter Ronaldo Houston, who is the conference pitcher of the year. He is pitching on 1 day's less rest than usual, but I don't think either he or the coaching staff would consider that to be an excuse. Could just be a fact. Don't know whether it impacted him, and that's not to take anything away from what Emmanuel did. They won. Charlie Busty III, the conference player of the year, had 2 homers and drove in 5 runs for Francis Marion, who played an elimination game on Friday. In the HBCU Athletic Conference Tournament in North Little Rock, Arkansas, Wilberforce scored 3 runs in the 8th inning, and center fielder Keith Smith Jr. made a momentum-changing catch in the 9th inning as the Bulldogs held on to eliminate Voorhees by a score of 8-6. Going into the bottom of the 9th, trailing 8-5, Jaden Godet led off with a double. 1 out later, Eric Green doubled to drive in Godet and make the score 8-6. Keelan Sloan then hit a line drive to center field, and Smith, playing center field for Wilberforce, made a diving stab at the ball. When I first saw it happen, I thought he did not catch it. There was no replay as far as official for umpires, but the replay they showed on the video stream, I believe on second look that he did catch it, just in the way he reached into his glove as opposed to reaching down onto the ground to get the ball. But, we won't know. Only one that'll know will be Smith, I guess. But anyway, as it turns out, after a wild pitch got Green to third, the Tigers were not able to get in the last 2 runs to tie it, so they were eliminated. Nonetheless, Coach Norman O'Neill's team had a great season. They were 24-22, and they were finished in 4th in the HBCU AC. In the other HBCU AC games on Thursday, they had been backed up because of rain on Wednesday, by the way. Southern New Orleans knocked off Stillman 8-5. Wiley beat Rust 10-4. Stillman came back and played an elimination game and beat Rust 10-2. And then Talladega beat Dillard by a score of 17-1 in 7 innings. Southern New Orleans and Wiley would have played if the schedule were up to date, but they got pushed back to Friday. They shouldn't be too bad staying caught up. It was originally only going to be a 3-game day on Friday. Now they can just play another 4-game day and go from there. In the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference Tournament, Savannah State scored 6 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning to wipe out a 10-5 deficit and held on to beat Benedict by a score of 11-10. That dropped Benedict to 23-17 and put the Tigers into an elimination game on Friday morning. In other games in the HBCU AC, Edward Waters beat Tuskegee 10-1. Spring Hill, the regular season champ, beat Lane 6-4. and Albany State beat Miles 10-1. Albany's Jerkal Reyes had a complete game. He struck out 15 in 9 innings. I just thought that was worth noting. The two games involving ACC and SEC teams on Thursday. Louisville beat Notre Dame 3-2, and in the SEC, Arkansas shut out first place Texas 9-0 to open that series. In the ACC standings now going into the Friday games, NC State's in first place at 15-6. Florida State's second at 12-6, a game and a half behind the Wolfpack. Georgia Tech and North Carolina are 3 games back at 15-9. Clemson's just behind them at 13-8, and Louisville's at 13-9. Now, how about the series that begin on Friday? Not going with these non-conference series, just the conference series. Clemson's got a big series at Florida State. If the Tigers are wanting to climb back in the standings, they need to do well in this one. Jump ahead of the team that's ahead of them. Stanford's at Boston College. Virginia Tech is at Pitt, and NC State is at Miami. In the SEC, that Arkansas win trimmed Texas' lead over the Razorbacks to 4 games. Texas 19-3, Arkansas is 15-7. LSU is 14-7, Tennessee's 13-8, and Ole Miss, Alabama, Georgia, and Vandy are all at 12-9. Well, how about the other SEC series on Friday, that begin on Friday? Florida's at South Carolina, Alabama's at Vanderbilt, Auburn's at Tennessee, Georgia's at Missouri, Kentucky's at Mississippi State, LSU is at Texas A&M, and Ole Miss is at Oklahoma. Before we get into Saturday's schedule, let's look at a few of the things that we found on Friday. Bob Jones discovered it is going to the NCCAA playoffs. That's the National Christian College Athletic Association playoffs. They'll be playing in the Southeast Regional beginning on Monday in Oakland Park, Florida. The Bruins, 10-27 this season. They will be playing Southeastern Baptist at 10 o'clock on Monday. Southeastern Baptist took 2 of 3 from Bob Jones in the regular season. Bruins are 5th seed in that 5-team tournament. Southeastern Baptist number 4. Toccoa Falls is number 3 and will play Trinity Baptist in a 1 o'clock game. And top seed and host Fort Lauderdale will play the winner of the Bob Jones Southeastern Baptist game at 4 o'clock. There'll be another losers game on later that day. The Peach Belt Conference, South Atlantic Conference, Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, and Junior College Region 10 all announced their all-conference honors on Thursday. We'll go with the first-team players from the state. In the Peach Belt Conference, utility players Evan Carey of Lander, Jack Hobson and Josh Sharp of SIAC were outfielders, as was Grant Sherrod of Lander, and starting pitcher was Dominic Pussetti of Lander. In the South Atlantic Conference, first-team picks were freshman pitcher Chanson Cole of Newberry and relief pitcher Britton Adams of Coker. In the SIAC, Benedict's Juan Gradado at catcher and Benedict's Isaiah Canty at outfield were the first-team picks. In Junior College Region 10, first-team picks included Jackson Sionic of Florida Arlington Tech. Infielders were Mason Elrod of USC Union, Patrick Evans of FD Tech, Zach Hunt of FD Tech. Outfielders, Devin Mitchell of FD Tech, Aiden Tallarico of USC Union. Designated hitter, Marcus Kirksey of USC Union. Starting pitcher was Mike Joyce of FD Tech, and also starting pitcher Logan Prisco of FD Tech. Player of the Year, Patrick Evans of Florence Darlington Tech. Pitcher of the Year, Mike Joyce of Florence Darlington Tech. Relief Pitcher of the Year, Landon Gross of USC Sumter. And Coach of the Year, my friend Tim Medlin of USC Sumter. They also had an all-defensive team named, and the Defensive Player of the Year was Zach Hunt of FD Tech. Pretty good. You make it both with your bat and your glove. Good job for him there. We have conference preview, region game previews, series previews for Clemson, Florida State, College of Charleston, William & Mary, PC and High Point, South Carolina, Florida, the Citadel at UNC Greensboro, USC Upstate in Longwood, and Wofford and Mercer. I have those links to those under Thursday's News Digest for Palmetto State Baseball. Well, let's take a look at the Friday schedule. We'll go with the regular season games first. The Citadel's at UNC Greensboro at 4. Mercer's at Wofford at 5:30. Appalachian State is at Coastal Carolina at 6. Clemson's at Florida State at 6. College of Charleston's at William & Mary at 6. High Point is at Presbyterian at 6. Longwood is at USC Upstate at 6, and Florida is at South Carolina at 7. Before that 7 o'clock game, USC is supposed to honor its 1975 College World Series team. On Saturday, they're scheduled to honor the 2010 and 11 national championship teams. Some possibility there may be bad weather on Saturday, so just be alert as to what may or may not be going on weather-wise for Saturday. How about in conference tournaments? In the Appalachian Athletic Conference Tournament, Columbia International plays top-seeded Reinhardt at 9 o'clock in Kingsport, Tennessee. In the Conference Carolinas Tournament, Francis Marion and UNC Pembroke play an elimination game at 11 at Caramount Health Park in Gastonia. Following that game at 3 will be a winner's bracket game between Emmanuel and North Greenville. The Continental Athletic Conference, is another NAIA league, begins on Friday in Lawrenceville, Georgia at the Grizzly Athletic Complex. Spartanburg Methodist plays Florida National at 5 o'clock. In the HBCU-AC tournament, Voorhees has been eliminated. I've got the schedule online, but I won't take time to read it here. In the Peach Belt Conference tournament, they're breaking into two 14 pods. It'll be similar to the NCAA regional formats, and the two winners advance to the conference tournament championship game series the following weekend. In Dahlonega, Georgia, North Georgia is the host. They play Augusta at 11. Columbus State plays Georgia Southwestern at 3. At Stephen B. Dolney Stadium in Greenwood, Lander plays USC Aiken at 3, and Georgia College plays Flagler at 6:30. The South Atlantic Conference Tournament begins tomorrow in a similar format to the Peach Belt. Pods are at Hickory, North Carolina, that's Lenore Ryan, and Salisbury, North Carolina, which is Catawba. At Hickory, Wingate plays Carson Newman at 3, and Virginia Wise plays Lenore Ryan at 7. At Salisbury, Newberry plays Catawba at 2 o'clock, and Coker and Limestone meet at 6. Now, Limestone, of course, the schools announced they're closing after this year, so Limestone is 2 losses away from the extinction of that program. Hope they run as long as they can. In the SIAC tournament in Macon, Benedict plays Tuskegee in a 9 o'clock elimination game. The Region 10 tournament begins at Lexington County Baseball Stadium in Lexington. 2 games tomorrow. Number 4 seed USC Sumter plays number 5 USC Union at 2 o'clock. Number 3 USC Lancaster plays number 6 USC Salkehatchie at 5 o'clock. The top 2 seeds, Florence Darlington Tech and Gaston College, have byes on Friday. They'll get into action on Saturday. I've got the weekend schedule posted at PalmettoStateBaseball.com. I'll provide updates as best I can. You can also follow me when I do updates at X under the handle of Palmetto Base. Let me know what you would like to see me do better or differently. Email me at rudyjones@PalmettoStateBaseball.com. For now, this is the end of the South Carolina College Baseball video recap for Thursday, May the 1st. This is Rudy Jones, PalmettoStateBaseball.com, saying good night. Jesus loves you.